Good morning. I wrestled with what I would share this morning because we know what today commemorates. A lot of times me and Jenny will bicker because she wants to know what I'm going to talk about and I'm not telling her. I don't do that because I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I'll spend time in the Word and I'm searching and different things will pop up and I don't want to run out with something that I think I'm supposed to talk about. It may not be what I'm supposed to share. This morning's meditation is going to come out of Luke chapter 11, verse 1. The Bible says, "Now it came to pass as he was praying in a certain place when he ceased, that one of his disciples said to him, Lord, teach us to pray, as John also taught his disciples." My focus is on, Lord, teach us to pray. You see, the disciples never asked Jesus to teach them to heal. The disciples never asked Jesus to teach us how to go pick a fish and find a gold coin. The disciples never asked Jesus to teach them to teach them to preach, to teach them to do all the things that we see happening every single day for some sort of gain. But this was the only thing that actually asked the Lord to teach us to pray. That's a thought. That's a thought. I'm going to read some types of prayer for you. There's intercessory prayer. There's prayers of thanksgiving. There's prayers of adoration. There's prayers of supplication. There's prayers of confession. There's prayers of praising. There's prayers of petition. There's prayers of thanksgiving. There's prayers of intercession. There's meditative prayers. There's prayers of lamentation. There's united prayers. There's prayers of worship. There's prayers of consecration. There's prayers of agreement. There's prayers of faith. There's prayers of petition. There's personal prayer. There's centering prayer. There's corporate prayer. That's just some of the many types of prayer that can be laid up to the Lord without worrying about, am I capable of teaching? Am I capable of preaching? Am I capable of walking up to a complete stranger and sharing the gospel? You technically don't need any skill to pray. You don't need any skill to pray. We just need time to get along with the Lord, the one whom we love, the one whom loves us, where we can just spend time with him. Just spend time with him, pour our burden on him. Things we may be going through, things we may be thinking about, things we may be struggling about. All these things bombard us in our lives, bills that are due, relationships that are broken. We may never be able to fix any of those things, but we can find peace. We can find peace and we can find freedom, and it's in the presence of the Lord, because where the Spirit is, there is freedom. Where the Spirit is, there is liberty. And I wonder if we're capable of just digging into that and finding time to pray. A lot of times we may try to pray and it seems like the ceiling is nothing but brass. Nothing but brass. It's not going anywhere. But I want to encourage you this morning to press into that prayer. Press into that prayer, because I know if the Lord was still on the earth in a physical form, we could only be in his presence when we were physically in his presence. That's the only time we would ever be able to reach the Lord, is when we are physically standing next to him. But that's not the case. That's not the case. He's able to minister to each and every one of us, to be with us individually, no matter where we are on the planet, at the same exact time. That's something to be encouraged about, because I can be with him in New Egypt, and you can be with him in Burlington. You can be with him in Trenton. You can be with him wherever you are. I met him in a cell, so I know he can be anywhere at any time. Anywhere at any time. And I want to encourage you this morning to think about that, to really dig into that prayer life that you're capable of, because you may think that you're not capable of any other things in the church world, with the preaching and the teaching and the evangelism and all those things, but you can pray. You can pray because you don't even need a word to pray. You can pray on the inside of your heart. And the Lord hears. The Lord hears. He's able to minister to you in that time, in that place. And He's able to build you up and console you and encourage you and to guide you in the way you should go. So I just want to leave you with that thought this morning. He is risen. He is risen. He is risen. And He's able to be with us at anywhere we are. Anywhere we are. So I just pray that you look unto Him. God bless.